So who is Jason Corley? Well, I'm just a simple country boy that grew up on a farm in northeastern Ohio. Was born and raised up there, and raised by two great hardworking parents. They always seemed to do whatever it took to provide for me and my sister and my brother. I have a beautiful 8-year-old little girl that means the world to me. And I have an amazing wife, Lindsay, who you guys have met on her bio as well, that is really the backbone of this whole operation. You know, she keeps everything organized, and she keeps me organized, which is a big help. You know, as far as having Lindsay a part of this whole thing, it really means a lot to me. You know, her experience behind the camera as far as still photography goes, and now even learning the videography side, it's just, it's so much fun to be able to work with your wife on a daily basis, your best friend, and to do that, you know, in the outdoors, doing something that we both love. It's just, it's such a blessing. It's such a breath of fresh air. You know, we've all punched the clock at some point in our lives with jobs, and I can tell you honestly, sitting here, that yes, this is hard work. Sometimes it gets annoying. Sometimes you want to throw the camera in the lake. But at the end of the day, since I started doing this, I've never felt like I've worked a single day in my life. It's a joy to get up and work with my wife. It's a joy to get up and edit film, to shoot reviews, to study products, to dive deep into these things that we're doing. It's a joy and it's a blessing. And I'm just so very blessed, you know, and humbled to sit here and to, you know, to be able to I guess, express my opinions about these products, and then to use those products on film and do some hunts. It's absolutely a dream come true. My faith is a huge part of my life. You know, I'm never gonna shy from it. I'm never gonna hide from it. You know, I am a believer in Jesus Christ, and that's what I stand for. That's what I will choose to stand for. You know, faith has always been a huge part. I was saved in 1999 at a men's retreat at a place called Camp Baracow up in Fairview, Michigan, and that place had always held just a very dear spot in my life. I had been going as a camper as a kid, and father-son retreats and men's retreats my entire life, and it was actually at that camp on a father-son retreat where I was listening to the speaker talk, and in his message I had kind of dozed in and out because it's at the end of the night, and one thing he said to me really just, it hit me like a rock between the eyeballs. And what he said was, you know, there will be 1 million believers in hell. And at that very moment, I just knew that me trying to walk both sides of the fence, be two different people, you know, one person on Sunday and another person during the week with my friends, it wasn't cutting it. And it wasn't, you know, it wasn't up to the standards of what God, you know, requires from me to be a believer and to have a relationship with Him. So I didn't say nothing to anybody. I just kind of, you know, went back to the cabin, and then that night, obviously, I couldn't sleep. And I knew something inside me needed to change, and it needed to change immediately. So I just kind of quietly snuck out of my bunk and went back down to the chapel. And on that January night, I gave my life up to Christ, and I told Him that, you know, I was done running. I was done trying to play both sides of the fence, and I wanted to walk in His light, is what I wanted to do. And so from that moment on, you know, I made the stance, you know, with my friends and with everybody else that, you know, that I was a believer. Now, to say that life has been perfect since then is not true. I've made mistakes since that night, and I will continue to make, you know, mistakes in the future. But the bottom line is that my heart is pure, and with my heart being pure, you know, I know that I have forgiveness, and that I can come to the Lord and say, Lord, you know what, I screwed up. I want to humble myself and ask You for forgiveness, and let's move on. So that is who I am. You know, yes, I'm a father, yes, I'm a husband, and yes, I'm a son, but at the end of the day, I am a son of Jesus Christ. My boots. Yeah, everybody, I'm just kind of known for my boots. I love my boots. My boots are like, if an adult has a baby blanket, that's what my boots are to me. I love them. I've had them forever. They've been with me through some some really difficult times and through some amazing times. I was married in them. I've tried to guide in them and hunt in them, but I can't seem to get any traction on them anymore. But my boots are definitely who I am. If I'm not in boots, I'm in probably flip-flops or my hunting boots. But I love country music. I was born and raised on a farm. It's just who I am. So yeah, my boots are definitely part of me. My influences, in the outdoors and especially in archery are a little bit different than most. I didn't grow up watching, Earl Hoyt and Fred Bear. I just, I wasn't exposed to that as a kid. Growing up into my, I guess you could say early teens, 10, 11, 12, 13, around there. I grew up wearing out the Monster Bucks videos and the True series by Primos. Those kinds of things, those are what had huge impacts in my life. My influences are, Uncle Ted, Bill Jordan, David Blanton, Will Primos, Ralph Cianciarulo, those kind of guys. Those are the guys that I just try to soak up as much information from watching them and watching what they did as I possibly could. And, I can remember specifically watching an episode of Monster Bucks where Ralph Cianciarulo was on the Milk River hunting whitetails, and he was in a tree stand and he had just released the perfect shot on a beautiful whitetail. And that man turned back to the camera and he was shaking so bad due to just pure excitement that you thought the tree was going to come down. And at that moment, I was like, that is how I feel every time I'm in a tree stand about to shoot a doe or about to shoot a buck or anything. And I knew that's what I wanted to do. Whatever it took, however it had to happen, that's what I wanted to portray, what Ralph just portrayed and explained through film and through a camera lens. That's what I wanted to do. So those are definitely my influences in the outdoor industry. If I could go hunting with anybody for an afternoon ever, I would have to say it'd probably be David Blanton. I love what the man stands for. I love watching him on film. He's so smart. And just to be able to soak up the information as far as production and stuff like that for a half an hour one afternoon, that would be who I would choose. I know that he has a very, very strong faith as well, and I believe we share the same faith in the Lord. And I'd love to sit down with him and just pick his brain and just get any advice I possibly could. But those are definitely my influences in the outdoor industry. Everybody wants to know how Bow Junkie started, and what Bow Junkie is about. First and foremost, we are not trying to put together a TV show. We're not trying to put together, episodes here and there. All I'm trying to strictly do is to help educate people when it comes to archery equipment. That's why we branched off of 3-3 Outdoors, is the fact that we didn't want to spread ourselves too thin with guns and fishing and all this other stuff. We wanted to just concentrate on archery. Archery is who I am. I love to bow hunt everything. I love to just do everything archery. And I wanted to really focus in and hone our experiences in on that. And so being able to take my guide experience and as an avid bow hunter, that's why it came to be. And it all started very, very simple with, I was at deer camp. I was guiding some hunters a little over a year ago in Nebraska. And we were outside shooting our bows during lunchtime because it was just, trying to kill time in the middle of the day. And we were talking about a broadhead that was on my equipment. And, the guy that I was talking to, the hunter that was in camp, just simply stopped me in the middle of me talking about it and said, "Jason, stop." He said, "Bottom line, does it work or doesn't it?" And at that very moment, I knew that whatever I told this man, he was going to take back to Georgia and that he was going to take as the truth, and that I was vouching for a product that, maybe sometimes I got caught into saying I liked something just because I was using it and I wanted other people to use it. Well, that's where Bow Junkie comes into play. That's no longer going to be the case. I am giving my word, and you guys have my commitment, that every product that I review, I'm going to test. I'm going to field test everything. I'm not just going to get it in the mail, open up the package, and start shooting video on something that I really don't know anything about. I'm going to shoot these bows. I'm going to test these broadheads. I'm going to shoot these releases. I'm going to test these arrows, these optics. I'm going to use this stuff and then tell you guys what I truly think. I'm not in the business here of trying to please everybody. If I'm pleasing everybody, then we're not doing our job the right way. So yes, we are going to upset some people, and yes, we are going to please other people. And there are certain products that I have fallen in love with and that I've partnered up with now and chosen to use personally. But you guys have my commitment as the owner of Bow Junkie that, no matter what I do, I'm going to be fair, I'm going to be honest, and I promise you it will be the most unbiased reviews you guys will find.